Hello there everybody, Belobo10,000 here, bringing you another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Grinch leak discussion video, because today I'm going to be bringing even more points to the light for you guys to analyze as you see fit. Because my job as a YouTuber here is to ensure that you guys have all the information you need about this leak to make your own decisions, and then I just share my opinions at the end. So between the last video and today's video, there were two new major analyses that I noticed about this leak that I wanted to bring up. One was a Reddit comment that I actually tweeted about last night by user ItWasRaccoons, and the other was a Smashboards analysis by the user Skyblade12, who tagged me and Papagenos in his comment, and I thought I would get these analyses out there. Credit goes to both of those users. Links to the original sources will be down below. Go take a look, go send these people some love. So anyway, we're going to start with ItWasRaccoons because it's the shorter of the two analyses, and it's the one that I'm more familiar with. This is the one that I tweeted last night, and it's pretty interesting, so let's just get straight into it and do some analysis as we go. I want to bring up two things about the Grinch leak that I haven't seen discussed yet, things which I think lend in favor of it being a real leak. Both of these things would have required even more effort to fake. First, a closer look at the leaked image. There's at least two additional bracelets, they are neatly lined up, and it looks like they're wrapped in plastic packaging. You can even see a reddish area underneath the main bracelet Switch logo, suggesting there's another Switch logo hidden under the paper from another bracelet. Either this is a sheet of bracelets wrapped up and ready for distribution, or these details took even more effort for the leaker to fake. Now, something I want to actually add to this point specifically is that if you up the contrast of this image, of the original leaked image, you will actually see the red spot that this comment is talking about in greater detail, and you guys can do this at home with the base image if you want. It makes it a lot more clearer, but there is definitely a red patch there, which suggests that there is definitely more than one bracelet or artwork, whatever it's for, underneath this paper. Second, remember that this leak came from a video. Take a look at the original leak consisting of 2 frames from this video. Both frames have completely different contents, no common papers at all, so the camera was obviously moving, possibly even capturing walls or other parts of this office/desk space, especially the area on the desk between these 2 frames. Possibly even more things related to Smash, or the Grinch, or graphic design materials. If this leak is fake, then the leaker would have to go through even more effort to make the office and desk space look like it belonged to someone working at a graphic design office that's dealing with Smash Grinch materials. Otherwise, anyone seeing the video would be able to see or screen grab any number of other frames, and if those frames contain things like, say, someone's bed or a desk that's completely empty besides these few papers, then all the effort of this leak would have been debunked before it even started. TLDR, there are 3 bracelets, not 1, and they are lined up and plastic wrapped. A leaker would have had to go through even more effort than we already know they did in order to make the entire video, not just the few frames we got. Seems like a legitimate leak, including whatever was on the desk in between the 2 frames we have. So these are all brilliant points to bring up. Obviously this was a Snapchat video, people took screenshots of said video, and that is what created this leak. The fact that there is an entire office space technically created for this leak, assuming it is fake, is insane to think about, which makes me think, and this is why I'm Team Real, is that you can't really fake an office like that. You need to be working at an office like that if you want to have it be legit, so that makes me think that at the very least, if this is a fake leak, then the person who faked this is a graphic designer who has access to these sorts of offices and these sorts of places. But this is not all we have to discuss. There is also the analysis by Skyblade. So let's go take a little look at this, shall we? Links down below. So I've been thinking about the Grinch leak for a while, and I'd like to break down and analyze some of it. First though, I would like to cut down on some of the flaws of the pro-Grinch argument. He's thinking 47 steps ahead and knows that both Bandai Namco and Universal Studios contract the same obscure French marketing company. We don't know that this is true. There is, as yet, no confirmation that this company contracts with either Bandai Namco or Universal Studios, let alone both. While the company he worked for a year ago did contract with Bandai Namco, the one he currently works for may or may not. Also, this argument fails to consider that Bandai Namco would not be handling publicity, Nintendo would since they are the publisher. Now, as we get to the rest of it, we need to approach the leak logically. Following Occam's razor, let's simplify things as much as possible. What must be faked in order to pull off this leak? The answer is actually ridiculously simple. The only thing that needs to be faked is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate material. Everything else can be genuine. The leak could actually have been created by someone who works for a publicity company and makes these sorts of promotional materials. The material for the Grinch could all be genuine, as could his work history with the company. As the meme says, anyone can make a fake leak, even a publicist. There does not need to be any identity theft or identity fraud for this to be faked. Not even the Snapchat aspect of it was necessarily faked. It could have been something that he sent a friend via Snapchat, never meaning for it to go further, and his name to be revealed. Though that would mean all of this was created to fool one or two people, which seems rather far-fetched. The only things that needed to be faked were the actual Super Smash Bros. Ultimate materials, so let's look at them for a second. This is the image that has received the most attention, specifically the multi-panel image in the middle. This image, apparently depicting a version of the battlefield background used in the mural, but with the characters removed, has been reviewed in detail by a number of artists and digital arts enthusiasts, most notably Artsy Omni, whose video on the subject can be found here, link in the description. I, however, am not an enthusiast or expert in digital art manipulation, nor of artistic techniques or analysis, so I'll leave that to those who are. Instead, I will focus on other, less analysed aspects of the leaked materials, which I do have experience with. Beneath the LOL emoji is what appears to be a set of display instructions for a circular hanging display. The display would contain the mural, wrapped into a circle, taking advantage of the fact that the mural's edges merge seamlessly, and suspended from 4 lines that converge at a single hanging point. This makes it clear that this is a display to be hung from the ceiling, and that the mural image would go on the outside of it. Now, here is where things get interesting. It has been pointed out by some that the mural image on this hanging display is not properly scaled, and that the mural would not fit on the display as shown. Whoever has made such an argument is an individual whom I can only assume has never had to set up a retail display, or at least never actually looked at the instructions for doing so. Because as someone who has set up dozens and reviewed the instructions for probably hundreds over the course of 7 years work in retail, I can assure you that the instructions for those displays are never properly scaled, or properly clipped, or properly angled, or properly sized, or properly representative of the space that you actually have on the display to put the items they're telling you will fit there, or, apologies. Anyway, the point is, the instruction pages that come with display materials are designed to show you how to assemble them, how to display them, and what to put where. They are never artistically accurate. Literally, never. The only ones I have seen which are accurate in terms of visuals are ones which are simply pictures taken of already assembled displays, which are inferior for the purposes of showing how to assemble such displays to the simple line drawings with cutouts. So this is interesting so far. This user has experience in retail and has basically destroyed the argument that, oh, this artwork isn't scaled or accurate, because apparently, according to this 7 years retail experience, it is never accurate. So that little bit of art can't really be criticized in that sense then. So let's continue. The reasoning for the art being off is actually very simple. It's nothing but a placeholder, and its only purpose is to convey to you what side should face out, or to help confirm which piece you're looking for. Frequently, though not always, if the item is being displayed as a book, magazine, or a game, anything with a definitive front, the picture will be skipped entirely and instead replaced with a simple display of the title in block text. The images which do show up are usually minimal effort, low-quality images taken from a camera, badly shoved into place, and then clipped to fit the block lines. Sometimes they will be perspective shifted to match the angle of the display, sometimes not. Sometimes they'll be perspective shifted to not match at all, which can be really infuriating to see from someone with mild OCD about clean displays. Scrolling down, we then see the 3-panel display. It has been said that these are for a lightbox display, and that would explain the low quality and color shifting of the art. I do not disagree or argue the point that a lightbox display would need to be altered in such a way. From personal experience, it would, though I cannot say what the result would be. However, I would argue that the image in question is simply too small to be used effectively for such a purpose. The lightbox displays I've worked with in the past are frequently quite large, and this one is roughly the size of a single sheet of paper for a 3-panel display. No, in actuality, this is another page of display instructions. While it is probably display instructions for such a lightbox, its purpose is merely to highlight which panel goes in which part of the display to assure that the panels are in order and properly displayed. And before you ask, the answer is yes. Such instructions do indeed assume that you are a moron who cannot tell which parts of a continuous display image go where just from looking at them. Below that we have a further block diagrams, including some empty boxes which could be filled with instructions, more photos, or information specific to a particular store or outlet as this material is distributed. So this entire image is actually a picture of display instructions for promotional material rather than the promotional material itself. So in other words, we can't really analyze this promotional material of instructions because they are instructions and thus they are not accurate to the actual material itself. It's more like a placeholder to kind of just show people this is how you do it. They don't need to put all the detail onto the instructions. So that's an interesting point to make, and I'm glad that it's been made. This image, on the other hand, this is the next image, which I have yet to see be artistically analyzed at all, is itself promotional material. It's a packaged display of a circular item. It appears to be a wristband due to both the size and the taper at the end. You can also see a faint outline of those same hanging instructions in this image above the wristband. That looks as though it's being shown through a blanket sheet of paper. The wristband appears very professionally produced, with properly scaled images placed correctly on the wristband. So, after reviewing these images, the only conclusion I can come to is that this is 100% genuine. Artistic anomalies in the instructions are expected. In fact, I would be honestly shocked if they were not there. This gentleman's role in the company likely includes either review of materials or assembly of the instructions themselves. The images used were likely taken by a worker at this company, if not the gentleman in question, on a low-quality camera and jumbled and edited into place to fit the lines and serve their bare purpose of being a placeholder. They were almost assuredly not provided by Nintendo. Any artistic analysis of those pieces is utterly irrelevant to the validity of the leak. Papagino's, Billabay10K, this might be something you guys want to review. And review I am! So, the big point that this post is trying to make is that if we take a full picture of the full leak, this is the original leak, all of the images on the left, they were provided not by Nintendo, but by a guy in the company who just took the pictures and put them on the instructions, which explains why the quality is so bad in comparison to the other picture on the right. This makes so much sense. This makes far too much sense, and it's kind of crazy that this is possibly the case. So I want to thank Skyblade for this information and for bringing his experience in retail to light to help prove this leak. So right now, what I found out from this leak over many days of speculation quite simply is what I've been suspecting from the beginning. It is so difficult to fake a leak like this with so many layers to it that chances are it's probably just real. I am willing to take the L if this is fake. I am completely okay with that because this is my opinion. I think it's real. You guys are free to think it's real or fake as you want, and I'm not going to get into any arguments with anyone because I'm completely fine with people taking either option. Because I can understand why some people will think this is fake. I can understand why some people want it to be fake. On the same side, I can understand why people want it to be real. I can understand why people think it is real because I am one of them. However, this shouldn't split the community. I think we all should just wait for the next Direct, see what comes, and if more information or points come out that help this leak, then awesome. And if it hinders this leak, awesome as well. But really, I just think it's kind of crazy that this leak is splitting the community so much. I think it's insane. but I personally love that if you increase the contrast onto these pictures, you can actually see bracelets underneath the original bracelet that we first saw, and I just like that there's so many layers to this leak that it's just so difficult to analyze, and I've just been having a lot of fun with it. So anyways, that is that. You guys make your own opinions based on these two interesting analyses. You can find their links in the description down below, as well as a link to Artsy Omni's video going over the artwork of that left image, although if this analysis here is anything to go by, that isn't really gonna matter, assuming that that wasn't provided by Nintendo to begin with. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already, please consider checking out my Discord channel down below. We have an awesome Discord, over 830 members. We're still climbing. You guys are friggin' awesome. Love y'all. And I want to give a shout out to my newest $5 it's because they do it in dollars. My $5 patron, I want to give a quick shout out to him. I'm just gonna get his name up here. And our new $5 patron is the Xaon. I believe that's how it's pronounced. The Xaon. Thank you so much for your support. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And if you guys want to support my patron, there is a link down below. And you get little perks, and you get access to a secret room on my Discord, so it's really cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.